Yes, I will. So hi everyone. My name is Sabba Elahi. I've been working on issues of xenophobia, Islamophobia, nationalism and belonging, um, and then also looking at the global war on terror and its domestic impacts. So I have a couple series of works on display. This one is hand embroidered series of work called Everyday Suspects, and it looks at the rise of drones as vehicles of surveillance. I was particularly thinking about drones and their use in the world on terror and our kind of disconnect from those objects here as well. And so this idea came up because drones have been used along on the border of US-Mexico for surveillance and other sites as well, thinking about if I was to be surveyed in my benign everyday moments, because that's some of the footage that the drone operators see over and over again are these benign everyday moments, and they're looking for patterns, in behavior that's so quote unquote suspicious. And yeah, so then this brings me to, sorry about that. This work of machine embroidered pieces called The Suspect is My Son was kind of the next evolution of this project. So I thought, I needed a new suspect. I wanted to play with machine embroidery, and had my son at the time, and thought it was an interesting parallel as he was seeking comfort and care in toddlerhood, that these policies around surveillance and national security are really disguising, a xenophobic and a Islamophobic mindset, as many Muslim communities, some particularly Muslim businesses, were being surveilled in a post 9/11 state. And so these are kind of either like peripheral views, or as you see, kind of a view from above, and you have the feeling even in this past work of like you're looking into a fisheye lens. So I wanted to kind of highlight that feeling of looking in, surveying. And then this brings me to my work, the drawing on the floor that you saw in the image of the space that Trisha showed, where my work is situated with Jan and Roberto. I have kind of done this series of performances since 2014, which are working with the online archive that's put together by a group called the Bureau of Investigative Journalism. They're based in London, a group of lawyers and activists, and they're working with communities on the ground in the rural areas of Pakistan to get these reports of who's dying, or if they can identify the bodies. And so they have an ongoing list and an archive of news articles that relate to all the people on the list, if they can, if there is more information besides name or age or gender. And so I've been working with kind of honoring names through variations of performances from this list. And it was first inspired by this floor drawing that I did of all the names from the archive. And what I did for In Flux was I chose names from 2011, which was kind of the height of the drone wars inside Pakistan under Obama. And redid the drawing, and but just before the show had to close down, I was able to do, an in-space session of drawing the names. So that's what the original drawing looks like with all the names from the archive. And you definitely see parallels to what's going on now in terms of the sort of national policies and dialogue that's been around COVID-19 in terms of debating whose bodies are more valuable, as my work has been kind of highlighting body, particularly Muslim bodies, and thinking of wanting to honor the value of those lives.